I think I'm on this mic. Am I on the mic now? Okay. How's everybody doing? Good? All right. So I'm going to talk to you about a bunch of different things today. The first thing I want to say is I really, really appreciate Neptune Baptist Church as well as the Grants for allowing me to come today and talk to you all. I do this because if there's one person in this room that gets something out of what I say today and it impacts your life, that to me is what God put me on this planet for. I have a mission, okay? And my mission is to coach people, encourage people, empower people, help people to deal with things that show up in your everyday life. That bracelet that you just did, I just took a picture of it. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to remember it. And I'm going to get one of those bracelets and I'm going to wear it because to me, that's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about being a Christian. So as a coach, okay, I want to start by saying two things. One was my first coaching job was in high school. And I saw everything that could go wrong in society in high school, okay? Some of you have coached in Little League. Some of you have participated. You see the things that are good and bad that come out of people. You see unchristian behavior. But then again, you see Christian behavior, okay? One of the things that I saw in my first coaching job was, you know what, there's something missing here. So my next coaching job was, I was an upward basketball coach, okay? And I had the luxury of knowing this curriculum that you guys just went through. And one of the things that I had the beauty of doing is being able to put God and sports together. And that's what I'm doing today, is putting God and sports together. Okay. So as an upward coach, I learned a lot. But one of the things that happened to me in high school was I got really, really, really confused. I got scared. I thought nobody loved me. I thought nobody really understood me. And then one day, one of my coaches said, go to a Fellowship of Christian Athletes meeting. And at that Fellowship of Christian Athletes meeting, they said, Jesus loves you. It's going to be okay. And you know what? From my days, from high school sports to college sports, to coaching men and women today, I'll never forget what that coach did for me that day, because that's the reason that I'm here. The reason I'm here talking to you today is because that coach way back when, just like your upward coaches today, maybe your cheerleading coach or your football coach or your friend or your mom or dad, they said something to you just like she said to me a few minutes ago through the bracelet, is Jesus loves you and you will never be alone. So I thought about this experience today and I said, you know, I've been a general manager of a professional team, and I just got done watching the draft. And I watched all these kids that worked their whole lives to get to the point where they could be drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then I said to myself, you know what, if I had a team, right, which I have, who would be my coach? God. You got it. Right there. God would be my coach. And who would be my star player? Jesus. Jesus would be my star player. Okay. So one of the things that I would say is, you know, kids today, who do they worship? Do they worship the players with the money? Do they worship the players that do all the stuff that maybe we all question? What are we going to teach these kids? Are we going to teach them to worship that as a role model, or are we going to teach them to worship Jesus? Okay? So to me, you know, one of the things that I try and tell people is God is my coach, okay? Jesus is my star player. And you know what? If I focus on them first, then I have the opportunity, okay, to play the game of life with the right people in the right order. So, and you know what? The crowd is really loud, okay? The crowd in the football game is really loud in the stadium, and the confusion of the crowd is that some people are telling you to do one thing and another one's telling you to do another. And when you're playing sports, people are telling you you can do this and you can do that. And it's very, very confusing. So who do you listen to? Do you listen to God? But how? You know how I listen to it? Because the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, right? So you have God, you have Jesus, and then you have the Spirit. And the Spirit, every single day, is the thing that drives me. So when people say to me, how can you do what you do? I say, because I have faith over fear, because it's the Spirit is talking to me. The Spirit leads me. Okay? The Spirit leads me just like when I stopped coaching high school football at Ponte Vedra High School as the head coach, and somebody said, you need to go across town over on the west side and coach this GDFL team. I had no idea that I had never been a general manager in my life. But I had faith over fear because the Spirit said, there's somebody over there that needs your help. Okay? That kid right over there is going to college at JU, okay, to play college football primarily because the Spirit led me over there to lead me to Providence to go get him, to go put him in a better opportunity. Okay? The Spirit leads you, not people. Don't listen to the people, listen to God. So, I want to just talk to you about some reality, priorities, right? So when people say to me, what's your priority, coach? God, family, education, everything else, okay? Is football important? Yeah, it's important. Is baseball important? Yeah. Is soccer important? Are all these sports important? They're all really important. How many people in Little League and all these other sports will you get involved in as parents and get involved as kids? They all tell you, this is, my kid's going to make it to the NFL. My kid's going to make it to the major leagues. I just sit there and I just go, they're just playing the game for the wrong reasons. Okay? The odds are this. Here's the deal. For anybody that doesn't know this, it's 1%. All 4 major sports in this country, it's 1%. If you are a starter by the time you're at high school, you have a 1% chance of making it to the NFL. You have a 1% chance of making it to the NBA. You have a 1% chance of making it to the MLB. Okay? So if your odds are 99% you're not going to make it, then you better use this all for the right purpose. Not everybody can be drafted. So one of the things that I want to encourage you to do is to think about this, okay? Whether it's in sports kids, whether it's in school kids, or parents, if this is at your job, or how you minister to people, or how you talk to people, okay? I want you to think about championships, right? Because God is what? The ultimate champion. Jesus is the ultimate champion. If you get to heaven, that's the ultimate championship. So think about this. The 3 P's of being a champion. Prepare every day. The second P is to play like a champion every day. So if you're going to be passionate about anything, I'm going to be 50 years old this year, and I'm just as passionate as I was when I was 25. Okay? Be passionate about what you do every day to champion for God. And then perform like a champion, okay? Don't be average. Don't just do it to do it. If you're going to do it the best way to your best ability. So the 3 P's of being a champion for God are prepare like a champion, just like you prepare for a game. You play the game. You perform in the game. That's how you prepare for God, you play for God, you perform for God. So, how do I do that? I mean, there's so many things that go wrong. There are conflicts everywhere. There's craziness in the world. There's fear in the world. We have children. I think about my 3 children all the time, and I wonder, have I prepared them to deal with the world we live in? So one of the things that I realized in coaching, the difference between a winning team and a losing team almost all the time is attitude. Okay? It's the difference between being successful at work or being not successful at work. It's being successful in school or not successful in school. I know a bunch of people in the graveyard that had a lot of talent but didn't have the right attitude. So one of the things that you can see here that I wear this shirt, a friend of mine told me about this one time because I kept trying to connect all this as a coach. Like, how do I get these kids and adults to become champions? And how do I mix God through it? And how do I do it with the right attitude? And then my friend said to me, it's not where you start in life, it's where you finish. And I can remember back my coaches, way back when, coaches like you guys out there, that probably yelled, run through the cone, finish strong. Don't stop at the cone, run through it, okay? A lot of coaches talk about finishing strong in everything you do. When you start hearing this word, finish strong, I encourage you, look at everything. You'll hear it. You'll hear it in the news. You'll hear it in sports. You'll hear that guy dunk the basketball. You'll hear that guy made that catch. He finished strong. Okay? Well, you know what finish strong is? A finish strong is not just about sports. It's about attitude in life every day. So the 4 things of finish strong. And this is what I want you to remember about attitude, is that there's 4 things you have to strive for. Exceptional level and excellence. So if you're going to do your work in school, try and be excellent at it. If you're going to do your work, be excellent at it. If you're going to be a cheerleader, be excellent at it. If you're going to play flag football, be excellent at it. Just try your hardest to do the best you can. I don't ever tell my kids I expect them to do this. What I tell them is I expect them to do their best. So parents, don't put unrealistic expectations on your children. Ask them to do their best. Don't say, hey, if you don't get an A, you're not any good, right? Or at work, if you don't hit the number at work or do what your job or your boss asks you, you got to do your best. That's what it's about, doing your best every day. And guess what? You're going to have adversity. Things are going to go wrong. They go wrong in my life all the time. And you know what I do? I have courage to fight the adversity. I want you to remember F-O-F, okay? Faith over fear. The whole world is full of fear. How about having faith? How about faith at the rugged cross? Every sinner at the base of the rugged cross, okay? To refuse to be average, okay? There's a lot of people that just don't care. They just say, you know, I'll do whatever I got to do to get by. You know what? I just don't want to be there. I want to just do better than being average, okay? I want to refuse that. And then I want to live for God with no regrets. You know, I don't want to leave here today with regrets. Did I not say what I wanted to say? Did I not give the message to you the way I should have given it to you? You know, I'm leaving it all out here today, right? Right on the field. I'm leaving it on the field just like you asked all your players to leave it out on the field every day. So, I want you to remember, it's not where you start, it's where